what's up? It is me, Tasha C, and this is for the Tasha C C show, which is my podcast show's name, my one podcast so far. And the Tasha C TC show is my YouTube channel, so check them both out. Yeah, so y'all, this is, as usual, a lot of times I will have rants, sometimes it's harder on certain days to come up with something to think about with, especially, I got 300 something more days to go. So today is actually day 37. Time flies with nobody, and still it's winter in the fall, so and it's still way much better than it was yesterday. It's opposed to so-called, quote, warm up, but it ain't gonna be like no 50 or nothing degrees. But the snow that's left will eventually, probably melt, unless I don't think we're getting any snowstorms anytime soon. So anyway, y'all, I finally have made yesterday, if y'all watch my YouTube channel, another, quick appearance showing my face. Now, I don't really have that much to talk about, but I just seen that threw me off on Instagram is, if y'all notice y'all on YouTube, there's more of these celebrities like Will Smith and Martin Lawrence. I didn't know had a YouTube channel, and he's supposed to come back and premiere. He doing cooking. I mean, he has looked like clips of comedy specials, but also y'all, he's up there going to be cooking. And it's kind of sad because I thought about this. I just, not to keep bringing up, God rest his soul, John Witherspoon, but I actually was about to watch his video right before he passed, the one that he made. I think he's about to make gumbo, and I didn't watch it. And I was like, I actually put on watch later, and then it's in a couple days after that, that's when I found out, and several people found out about his passing. And so I'm like, I don't feel comfortable because I'll get teared up about watching his videos or anything, even the interviews, anything. I'm just like, if I do it, it may take some time. That's still shocking. Other than that, like I said, they said, some people, like, I think a couple people, like, you're starting to see YouTube become more mainstream, or a lot of people who didn't used to be on YouTube are becoming on YouTube or being more known on YouTube, as well as being another outlet, of whatever, who they are. If they're an actor and or comedian and so forth, and then this is just another place to vent and everything. So, or, post or stuff, or even podcast. So, here's the thing. Well, I do know this. I'm not trying to go into spoilers about the Angie Tony thing from Love at the Lockup, but they did say sarcasm that the new season of the spinoff, hopefully it's finally season 3, instead of season 2, episode 107th, that they supposed to do Life at the Lockup, the spinoff, in early January. Which, heck, is not that far away, depending, sometime in January, like, y'all, Power's coming back. Now, I heard, which I mentioned before a couple times, y'all, that, Greenleaf, the end of season, the other part of the season of season 4 may come back in sometime. I heard rumors in January, if not. So, how the shows are starting to slow down. Now, y'all noticed, if y'all are watching my YouTube channel, I have not posted actually any videos besides my YouTube series of the My 365 video journey. And other than that, y'all, it's not, besides y'all know, if y'all been watching away from my Love at the Lockup videos for this still extended season, like I said, I already told y'all in advance, I'll probably get to y'all probably this week or next week. I was never going to, catch up instantly, because it seemed like they're not going to have a season finale. But eventually, I do want to get at least some of it started or catch up, maybe by next week, the next, because I do want to have it where at least all the videos are caught up before whenever they have a season finale. Maybe they might have it by Christmas, who knows? So, other than that, a lot of shows are going to start, premiere, like it's the Christmas, the end of the month, or, end of the year, holiday, what they call some holiday break. And, so, there's a lot of shows where a lot of shows are not going to premiere next month. So I know it's one. And like I said, I still haven't done the review yet, Real Housewife of Atlanta. Like I said, I'll get to it, and I'm like, I'm not rushing, consider the controversy that's on it. I'll just take my time, with certain statements that were said, to do it. And I still haven't did the 90 days. It's just, y'all, it's just one of those times where I'm like, I'll get to it. Now, tonight, actually an hour from y'all, I meant to say hour from now, I said y'all. It's supposed to be, episode 4 of both The Oval and Sisters, both the Tyler Perry shows that come on BET. I don't know. I really just don't feel like doing them today. You may see some reviews tonight, or sometime tomorrow, or everything just back behind. It's just one of those weeks where I'm just like, ugh. Don't feel like, of course I still think it's been consistent with my 365 series, but most people, as far as right now, still more so watch my YouTube channel, and more so like if they're going to watch my videos, unless sometimes there has been a rare occasion, like unless I talk about my HS, especially the first video was like the most, I'm not going to say popular, but the most viewed out of all of them, dealing where I talk about my condition. But most of the time, the videos that are most likely or that are watched happen to be videos where I review and recap certain TV shows, if they're going to be reviewed. And as recently, the highest viewer ones have been more so like The Oval, quicker than say, a couple weeks ago, than like The Oval did even over Greenleaf. I'm like, y'all watching this over? Okay. And Greenleaf's going off for, for the mid-season for a second. Not even for a second, but for a while. So, they're not coming back until next year. So, other than that, like I said, it's just one of those weeks like, okay, I'll get to it. But I'm like, I'll get there one day. But it's just been one of those weeks, y'all, where even though the snow did not start until Monday of the snowstorm, I just, had one of those weeks where it's a domino effect. And not to say negative, I just like once I get to one show, I'll get to another one, and whatever. But y'all, like I said, are y'all still in areas y'all ain't got no snow? I'm not gonna feel sorry for y'all if y'all did get snow, because it's like, okay, welcome to the party. But did y'all get any snow or other weird weather that y'all usually wouldn't have around this time? Because it sure was a shocker to us, but it is what it is. But let's see here, what else? I seen today, I mentioned this before, actually on Halloween podcast, I think, that I had on that day. It probably might have got uploaded for November the 1st, depending what platform that you're listening this on, or depending, say, if you watched a YouTube video, whatever was on the 31st that came out, or maybe November the 1st, I could talk about the NPR, what is the NPR Tiny Desk performance. And I just wanted to read, just so this won't be completely boring. I am trying to keep this a little entertaining, even though I'm just thinking on top of my head. Now, I watched the 2 performances today. And I also want to tell y'all just like 1 or 2 couple artists that also I feel that are slept on as well. Now, have y'all heard about Teacher Moses? She has wrote songs like Dip It Low for Christina Milian. Well, Christina Milian, I think, I don't know Christina Milian. I don't think she's still singing and stuff. But those type of hits, she's actually has wrote quite a few hits, like just like Jasmine Sullivan, actually wrote Say I also for Christina Milian. But the reason why I brought them is like how they have great voices and they're also great songwriters. And in the case of Teacher Moses, it was the 15th anniversary of her song Complex Simplicity. And that song, y'all, or that album, y'all, it's still a classic to this day. So they're just like the re-release. And I think it's a couple songs that are added on there. But I honestly heard about Teacher Moses, and y'all, I don't know if y'all remember this, but like I said, before we had these social media things, we just go through the phone to the apps. And, there used to be other, like, more websites. Like, if y'all heard about Boss Up, Hip Hop and Pop Big had left, and it was a couple of ones. But if y'all remember Concrete Loop, and Concrete Loop was sometimes talked about, sometimes the entertainment, and more so entertainment, or like not more so gossip, but just like some things that went on with like celebrities, but more so it stayed on the truth. And Nicole Bitchie used to have used to do like celebrity entertainment. Then she changed up. Now she's up here in fitness competitions and stuff. Now she still, I think, has a YouTube. She has a YouTube channel. So, like I said, she used to have a page as well. But what Concrete Loop sometimes would introduce new artists or underrated artists or artists, y'all should hear. And that's the first time I heard about Teacher Moses, where it was a couple, links to hear some of her songs. It was also, now this person got slept too. I don't know if anybody would hear about this artist called Wish. And Wish, y'all, was singing. It was two artists. I forgot, honestly. I'm not trying to shade the other one. I don't remember who the other artist was. But it was two artists. You know how sometimes y'all sing the exact same song and what beat? And Wish had like a more parental advisory version of it. But I haven't heard about her. I heard she's made a couple albums. But I heard that like it was a mixtape from the album. It was a song she called More Than a Kiss. But that was where I sometimes found artists, was especially from Concrete Loop before I think Angela on Fire decided to take, I hope I'm saying her name right, because she still has the Instagram, and she decided to move on from Concrete Loop. I think, like I said, she was the curator of Concrete Loop. But that's where I found about Teacher Moses. Very slept on. Okay. And I mean, she still has albums come out. She was originally on, I think, like, Little John's label. Then she was supposed to be on the Rick Ross label, and then, she still does stuff independently. But definitely check her out. If you like R&B and soul. I couldn't say Neuro soul, whatever, but she's dope. She's a dope singer, dope songwriter. Check her out. So when I watched, NPR Tiny Desk, it was too, sometimes they'll give a preview. Y'all follow Instagram. Because like I said, I didn't find out about the Tiny Desk thing until really a couple months ago. And I started find, other artists or certain, I didn't even know they've been out for I don't know how many years, like 5 or 6 years. And I'm just like this, ooh, this artist and blah, blah, blah. They even had Taylor Swift. Now, I didn't watch the Taylor Swift one. Okay. But they had her on there with her and her guitar, so I know they probably got plenty of views of that one, but I mean, I guess it's a big deal. I mean, it does bring you, like, they don't just have, like, artists, up-and-coming artists. They're artists who've been in the game or whatever as well, and like I said, they have different genres, different types of music. It's not just, stuck on one. You got it all there, probably from R&B, rock, country, to bluegrass, soul, neo-soul, opera. Have they had people that sing opera on there? I don't know if they had or not. I don't know. Okay, so, anyways, I mean, they had a couple rappers on there, too. I know, like I said, Toby, I'm not about to mess that man's last name up. He was on there. Other than that, let's see. Now, I seen it that y'all who also has slept on, and also I didn't know he was born the same day as Born Day as my dad, whose birthday is coming on November 23rd, is BJ the Chicago Kid, which is interesting because my dad's name is actually his name around the first beginning of his name. The BJ part is reversed, but the interesting part is that's the name, you know what I mean? But I seen his, I knew it was gonna come out, so I was excited to hear, but he had like a complete sample, like y'all remember getting cassette tapes, and you know how they sometimes have snippets? He had like some very good snippets of songs, but he had the most, he said it was possibly, I guess, out of all the Tiny concerts, the record that had the most songs, and in a concert, which, I mean, I haven't seen all, but I seen enough where, at least a few, I'm like, well, he did have it. You have like enough where you know what the song is, you get the groove in, and he'd be like, thank you, next song. But like I said, he had it like back in the day, if y'all remember cassette tapes, or they didn't really have CD. They sometimes had CD singles, and I know some people, if they listen, it's like, what the hell is that? Yeah, that's how they used to sell singles. So sometimes they'll have a snippet, then they'll have a song on both A and B side of the cassette tapes. So, probably the same when they had 8 tracks as well. So, he had those, but he's dope too. But his last album came out, which is actually called 1123, came out in July, so I have to check that out. But I liked him because, he was with the TG, like Kendrick Lamar, Schoolboy Q, J-Rock and, oh, why am I getting his, Absol, I was about to say Solo Ho. Sold all of them from that group, Scissors Alter Power. I forgot who is the other people, but that, like, they're from there. And, I mean, he has worked with them before, but that's when I started hearing about him, was working with them with some of their songs. Like, if y'all do listen to rap, and remember Studio from Stuboy Q's that came out like 5-some years ago, something like that, and that's BJ of Chicago, the Chicago Kid on Hook. Just like, if y'all ever heard the song like Now, I always say Now Later Pineapple, Now Laters, or whatever that song called. That's the song that got put when I heard the song Alright. Check that out. So, like I said, it was good to hear his voice. Underrated as far as I'm concerned too. Multi-talented, whatever. So I also did listen to this, y'all, right? After I did that, listen to him, they had another upload. And I was intrigued by the thumbnail. It is true, y'all, about sometimes you see these thumbnails, and then you do be intrigued to sometimes click on the video and stuff, right? Now, I did see on the Tiny, like I said, on the NPR Tiny Desk, they do have previews of artists that are going to pop, that they're going to upload eventually onto their page. Sometimes you see a snippet, and people be mad, like, I guess, like, it's not on there yet. And the thing is, they're just giving you a preview. And sometimes they wait, obviously, I guess they wait a couple weeks before they post, the person, the artist on their page, whatever, right? So, it was this group, and they reminded me, like, in real life, and I'm not trying to be physical, but you know how y'all, I was not working, but I was doing an internship the beginning of this year, where I was working with the Afternoon Scroll Boys Girls Club, right? I mentioned this before, and I was kind of like in a little learning center room, and some kids, they come in there and study, and what I noticed is how some of these kids are starting to like what is called K-pop, and they like anime more and all this stuff. Like, I didn't know with so many damn levels of like mega anime and stuff. I honestly just like, y'all, and this is as far as it goes, so don't get mad at me, y'all, who are like these anime or mega fans of certain stuff, because I liked it, and that's going to probably take years for me to finish. I watched it like Dragon Ball Z. I hope I've gotten that correct. Dragon Ball, because when I used to watch Cartoon Network, it used to come on like, the big kids at nighttime. So I started watching, then they had it during the day. So even though I was a legalized kid as far as I'm concerned, I was grown, but in the teens, whatever. I forgot when the Dragon Ball Z and G came out. It came out a long time ago. Now they got all these damn movies and stuff, whatever I got to follow. But I used to like the series. What I did see. I see down the Kid Buu and them and all that other stuff. And then when he got shrunk, whatever. And then unless I'm going to commit and like buy, it's like a damn violent anime ass soap opera. For the cartoon anime / meg, and like I said, they're two different genres. And I didn't know these kids were into manga and anime, because when I was trying to like fill out a plan for a possible like arts some of these kids were talking about manga and anime. So some of them, they'll watch, like I said, videos, and I guess they like the groove of the music. But they can't understand what they're saying, and they watch some of these cartoons and stuff like that, and they be sitting there into them and stuff, okay? So it's just amazing how some of the kids were saying they wish they had certain Japanese classes they used to have, and it's just, like, more simple. But I don't call them talking about that they will watch Dragon Ball Z or GT or do that, the Super Dragon Ball Z, they came out a couple years ago. Yeah, okay, like I said, I don't even know if I should put this in the hashtag, because I don't want people to get mad at me, like, how the hell did you go talk about Dragon Ball Z? Because, I don't want people to get mad at me, because I watched it, briefly about it, but like I said, I have not seen either Dragon Ball Z in the middle. But what I'm saying is like these characters, going back to this thumbnail, that was intriguing. I seen these 4 people, and it looked like they were in some green hoodies that were covering up their body, and a bunch of different tassels, like colors with neon, purple, pink, and yellow and stuff. So it looked like a darn Christmas tree going wrong or something, right? Or somebody tried to be different, and it looked like the Christmas tree, a colorful mess, like the tree from Christmas tree from hell or something like that, or whatever interpretation, or a sock, an ugly ass sweater. I don't know what it was, but it was intriguing to see. So I clicked on it, right? And I seen a preview of these girls that looked like I said, characters like from Sailor Moon was actually in real life, and they just had characters because they were showing them playing, and like I said, they're from Japan, so you can't understand the language. And I already seen the preview, but I didn't know it was the same ladies. So when I clicked on, I was like, let me check this out, and somehow I was intrigued by it. Because they came out dancing, they were first, like I said, it's not also because, for one thing, they do say a couple words in English, like they introduce themselves, they say, hi, how you doing, thank you, and stuff like that, but their songs that they have are all, besides the titles are in English, of their songs, but they're speaking in Japan, so you just unless, understand the language or you're just feeling the beat and stuff, I don't understand what the hell they're saying, but it was trying and treating, it was cute, because not to say cute, these girls are probably grown as hell, but two of them are identical twins, and they both have pigtails, and you got one girl on the bass, and you got one on the drums, and one, I guess they sing and they play keyboard, one of them play guitar, that's a darn shame, I didn't know how to play an instrument, I had a couple dad's other kids, know how to play the drum stuff, whatever, or and other instruments. That wasn't me. Okay, I can't even sing. Okay, but what I'm saying is, I was just like, let me watch it. Somehow, I did do Wikipedia while I was listening to it, but somehow even though, like I said, when they took their clothes, I was like, oh, look at all that pink. This is so cool. I want to listen to this, and I actually kind of like it. I couldn't turn away. I couldn't stop listening to them. I'm like, this is because their name is Chai, C-H-I, A-I, Chai, Chi. I hope I'm saying that correctly, because y'all, I'm horrible with mispronouncing words. It was not my destination to be a teacher, okay? That's not my purpose. I have no problems with mispronouncing with words. I used to have special speech therapy for TH, probably, of course, but other things. And I'm not embarrassed to say I have a mispronunciation, I mispronounced some words. Okay, but I thought it was kind of dope, and I was like, I don't know, say I would listen to their music or whatever, I just might bop to it, but I liked it though. It kind of had, I'm not going to say the go-go girl, I'm trying to think about it. They said the inspiration was like Jamiroquai, the Gorillas, that group. I'm not about to go into because I ain't about to get copyrighted, but groups like that, but they kind of had like a poppy beat, but they're not the typical K-pop, because K-pop, they be up there, I don't know, they make songs in English, but the times I heard the kids, and they be playing through their cell phones, and their laptops, or the laptops that we have in the learning center, and play these songs, and they be listening, singing with some of these K-pop type of groups, okay? So, come to think about it, were they even playing any of, stuff that wasn't K-pop? They just, okay. But, like I said, I was intrigued by the group. I might listen to them. I'm like, oh no, I'm actually liking these songs. They're kind of cool. They're kind of cute. I'm like, of course, I was intrigued by also the cute. I was like I said, they remind me of Sailor Moon. For some reason, the characters, and they morphed, how they have that real-life action from cartoons, and they come into real life. That's what they were giving me. Okay, so I was just like, oh, okay. I actually liked this. And a lot of people, not to just go by, not just stroll along, look at the comments. And a lot of people also felt the same way too. It's like that, this is actually pretty cool. So, I was just like, oh, okay. So yeah, y'all, sometimes if you want to look to listen, see how somebody sounds to, you might run into, say, some new artists to listen to possibly. Like I said, I don't know if I would listen to. Maybe I might. I don't know. But I did pick up some artists that I end up listening to because of that. Like I said, Mosquito, I think his name is. Mosquito. I was about to call him that man Moscato. He is not made no Moscato. He's like a jack. He knows how to play multiple instruments. He's a singer, and it kind of his jazz influence. He sings some Tada, and he came out. It was a new song that came out last month, and in September, called Big Girls, and it's nice. What else did he sing? It's a lot of songs. Check out, because some people were talking about, when you look in the comments, some artists, they'll talk about other artists put on there, or I wish they would collab. So, when I looked at Lucky Day's performance, which is dope, and a lot of, just to let y'all know, is a lot of people who come on those lives, you end up like, dang, I wish they would have this as an album, that you could stream and have possibly buy. Because some of these performances, a lot of them that you hear are so dope as a live version that sometimes they kind of like make you not want to listen to the studio album. Or at least give you a choice, like, at least I'll take the studio too, but I also want the live. That's how good it is. Just like, for example, I'm going to keep it love it because he's talented. Not because of the fact he's fine. But it's because he's talented. Oh my gosh, it was so dope. Especially the first song I think they play is Rosa Bow and them trumpets everything. Like I said, dope. Even BJ the Kid, he had like a violin in this band. If y'all watch that today, dope. It was dope. Even Toby, not gonna mess in that talent rapper, and he has his family involved. His wife, they're expecting a second. The reason why I say this is because he brings and he believes in family in this project, and he calls his wife fat. That's the nickname that we call her. Okay, it's not a derogatory name. Okay, that he calls her. And I know his producer that they work with. There's like to look at it's like the sister. Like, it's basically like I said, it's like a family event, and they're on tour now. Like I said, they're expecting their second child. And Nell is the producer on a lot of stuff, and she's dope as well, too. So, like I said, I had found them also do the Tiny Desk not too long ago. So I'm just, like I said, finding a lot of gems, rare gems listening to that stuff. So, like I said, if y'all have not listen or add that on there, it's true. You're going to find something. You're going to find somebody you're going to like and listen to. Like what I didn't even know until I listened to T-Pain. I knew T-Pain knew how to sing, but it was just dope. You got just one guy playing the keyboard and he just singing. I mean, he really makes the song, Buy You a Drink sound so romantic. I never knew it did sound romantic. I was like, wow. And Up, Down, the way he sings the song, y'all, it is just pure talent, okay? But like I said, who never a song about a baby shaking your ass and twerking would be so romantic? And basically about having a one-night stand would sound so beautiful. But that's how T-Pain made you feel. That's how good sound. Like, dang, y'all didn't know about, just getting drunk and having a one-night stand would find this sound pretty nice. That's how good it was, because they actually had it on Watch Mojo, which, a lot of times they have, like, it's different stuff for entertainment, the top 10 villains of this, or the top 10 romantic movies, the top 10 clothes, that type of stuff. And they recommend, like, the top 10 performances of recently so far, of the Tiny Desk performances. I think that video I was out years ago, but it was in the recommendations. And T-Pain happened to be in the top 10. I forgot what, but yeah, they actually had him on there. Okay. So that's how dope that thing was. Not just because if it wasn't on it didn't mean it was dope, because there's plenty of performances that are not on, that are not counted or not in the big, the big 10 does not mean that they're not good. But yeah, y'all, I was just like, oh, this is neat. So I know y'all was just rambling on as usual. And again, I'm about to get off y'all, but I'm gonna stop being hard-headed. Y'all get some videos soon. I'm just gonna say that. Soon can mean tonight. It can mean tomorrow. It can be by this weekend. But that, I should be back and have my little energy. Like I said, I've been keeping up consistent with, for the people. Like I said, I appreciate everybody who's listening, who will listen in the future. And hugs and loves, y'all. And I'll see y'all in the next video. I mean, I would say video, because it's going on YouTube or podcast. And good night, y'all. God bless.